Well, I don't know what happened, people. I really don't. Thought I was live a little while ago, but evidently I wasn't. And I had Miss Shirley and James up on here with me, so I really don't know how to get them back. So I don't know. I just set the stream up and I messed it up. Hey, Happy Mac, my Renaissance grandma. I was trying to get this thing set up. We came up a little while ago, JG and Miss Shirley and myself, and hey, Cassandra, didn't have anybody there with me or with us, so I just closed the chat out and came back on. Hey, Happy Mac, and came back on, so then you guys show up. So evidently, I messed up the first one. I don't know what happened, but I don't know if Jigs, hey, I'm Boss. I don't know if Jigs and Miss Shirley get back with us or catch up with me on this particular one. But I hope they do. But I'm going to go ahead and, so evidently I must not have did the other one correctly because Jed and Miss Shirley got the link, but you guys didn't get the notification. I'm sorry about that. No, I'm Boss. I didn't send them the new link. Let me see if I can do that. Let me see if I can do that. You guys hold on a minute. And we're going to try to do this thing because I'm Boss is trying to walk me through it. So you guys hold on a minute. We got a little stuff we want to talk to you about. And so let's see. I guess you guys can tell that I'm losing my voice. I don't know what's going on with that, but my sinus is acting up. Yeah, I use one finger. I'm not good at typing. So just bear with me a minute. Let me see if I can get my people here. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to try it anyway. Got new glasses and still can't see. Ain't that something? Okay, we're going to send that one to Miss Shirley, and then we'll see. Hey, Angel. Then we'll see what's going on here with this thing. I really don't know what happened. I really don't, people. But I thought I had the live set up, and I was trying to get it brought in to you guys. Okay, copy and paste from the computer. Okay, Unbox, you got me trying this stuff and then I mess up here. Let me see if I can post it. Y'all hang on and help me out here a little bit. You know, I'm an old fella, but I'm still a rookie. Okay, I'm about to get there. Okay. Let me do this one. Hey, Jegs, I'm trying to get the link typed in here so you can come up. Hey, see you, sunshine. But you know I'm a slow typer. Okay, Jed, I put it in the chat. So hopefully you can see it and come up there. Well, what I really wanted to talk about tonight was the fact that I want to send all my prayers out to the people in Missouri and Indiana and other places that storm hit, the tornado hit. And there my sister is, so she must have got it.
I was waiting on you. I had to try to find you. I couldn't find you on my computer, so I found you on my phone. I was like, okay, did he start a new one? And then you just popped up. So I said, okay, I guess he did.
Well, yeah, I
So
said that Jed is. He's trying to come in.
Okay. Let me see if I can get you on my laptop because that's what I want it to be.
I think you can now because I created another. Hey, Jed.
I'm coming from the phone too.
Yeah, because
you can now because I created another. Hey, Jed.
I'm coming from the phone too.
Yeah, because
But anyway, as I was saying, prayers go out to all those people that was affected by the tornado. And who's echoing on Boss? Say something, Jed.
I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to be rude. I was trying to see if I can come up on my laptop.
No, I was trying to get Jed to say something because
It's coming.
I wasn't trying to be rude. I was trying to see if I can come up on my laptop.
No,
Oh, okay.
Get Jed to say something because
It's coming.
we got an echo there somewhere.
What about now?
Most likely that might be me.
Do we have echo now?
It's not on your end.
Okay, I had to mute my computer.
Okay. Is it me? I can't get you, so I'm gonna just shut my computer down.
Happy Mac said it was better. There was no echo.
I don't hear any echoes
All
now.
right.
I muted my computer. I don't hear any echoes.
Okay.
I'm watching.
Anyway, I was apologizing to the people in the chat for me screwing up another time. So like I said, I'm an old head, but I'm still a rookie at this. Hey, Fatima.
I am too, because I at one time knew how to see the chat on my phone. Now I can't remember how I did it. I can't see the chat on my phone right now. So when I hear y'all say hi to somebody, I'm going, okay. Hello.
But
Because I'm scared if I touch a button, I'm Yeah.
What we were scheduled to talk about was bug out. Is bugging out. And what, yeah, my Renaissance grandma, you, okay, you wasn't affected, were you? Hey, Kason. And
Okay.
we was trying to follow up on what my sister Shirley talked about the other night, was getting ready and being prepared and bugging out. So this storm that just hit, the tornado that just hit, was an example of what we had planned to talk about tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we had already planned this, and it's not all every time man-made or man-caused. A lot of time it's the weather and nature itself. And we also got to be ready and prepared for those situations. But the question was, if you had to bug out, where would you go?
Yeah.
That's a hard question.
Hey, DJ Ron.
It's a hard question, but the thing to it is, with the way things are today in this world, we gotta plan some things. Good example,
Yeah.
if the storm or whatever come to this area that I'm in, I can always go to my other house if nothing's happening down there. But I'd be in trouble if it started at my other house and then coming here where I'm at. So basically, I
Mhm.
won't have nowhere to go. It's just like uh, they got different shelters you could go to. My vehicle be loaded, but we're just going to the shelter just for the safety. But we're not going to stay there.
Move your
Well, you know
phone.
what? It's like
Move
when
your
we
phone a
were
little bit
kids.
closer, Jed. You kind of low, Jed. Your voice.
Okay, I got my headphone on. Can you hear me
All
now?
right.
Can you hear me now?
You still low.
Yeah.
Still low?
Yeah, I can hear you, but your volume is low.
You know, when we were kids, you always had a destination where everybody would meet up at.
Mm-hmm.
So if you got split up and you need a safe spot to go, we had somewhere to go. But as we became adults, that didn't become an issue anymore. You know, like some people said, you know, if I'm looking for you, I know you'll be at your mama's house or your auntie's house. Well, if a bug out happened, where would they find you? Where would they look for you at? You know, what place would you go to so that your family can figure out that you're safe?
Yes.
Right.
You know,
And
we
so I don't think people are aware of that anymore. You know, like you say, when people pack up and get in their car, especially if
hey
you're out of
Ted,
state, it's just like me being here in Ohio and having friends in the other states where the tornadoes and stuff hit, and you can't get through to these individuals because of the phone lines, you know, the towers are down or whatever. And you know, they didn't bugged out, but where are they? You know, you try to figure out, are they safe? Are they all together? You know, it's a scary thing. It was just like my cousins there in California when they had all those wildfires, you know. And when
Mm-hmm.
I first called, I couldn't get in touch with him. And then finally he called me. He saw that I had made an attempt to call, and he called me back. He said, "Cuz," he said, "I'm all right." He said the fires was dancing all around our patio and around the house, but it didn't catch the house on fire. And he said, "We're okay." Because he just recently had back surgery. So he couldn't just jump up and bug out. So these are just some of the things that kind of run across my mind occasionally, that even if we have a bug out case to leave, where do everybody go? Because I mean, have you ever seen some of the movies where, or real life scenarios where traffic is backed up
yes,
50, 60 miles? It's bumper to
yes,
bumper. Nobody's moving, nobody's going anywhere. It was like we had a snowstorm here, and it was bumper to bumper trying to go home one morning after I got off of work. This one guy, he got pushed maybe 5 miles. He was out of gas, never knew it because people was just that close, bumper to bumper, that if you moved the inch, you moved the inch, you know. So
Mhm.
I'm just saying, it's scary in regards to when you have bug outs. Where do you go? You know, where can your family know that you're safe, or somewhere else if you have to leave your home?
Well, that's sort of like seeing Sunshine said a few minutes ago, is because most people don't want you to know where they live at anyway.
Right.
But
Yeah.
the thing of it is you not know where they're living at, or whatever, but you got to go somewhere.
Right.
Yeah.
And
That's a fact.
and a lot of people move out of the state where you're in because they don't want to be around you anyway. But so,
Mhm.
you got they said four different directions. That's north, south, east, and west. So really, you really need to know somebody in those directions. It's just that simple, people.
Yeah.
And things are really, really, really getting serious. I mean, real serious. I
But you know
saw
what,
a
Bama, that only works if you know which way to go to speak, because sometimes, you could get a heads up, like in Florida, they'll have certain hurricanes coming through there, and people will start evacuating early. They'll
right,
Right.
start putting boards up on the windows and doors and stuff because they know the storm is coming, and the severity, whether it's how they said, a Mark 4 or Mark 3 or whatever power that is this hurricane is, and they got a heads up, and they kind of leave the state and go to a relative's house in another state or so until it passes over. But then sometimes you get, the way the weather is now, and the constant change from cold to hot, it will create new weather patterns and new situations
Mhm.
where you might not have that advantage to get out its way before it hit. All you can try to do is buckle down wherever you're at and hope for the best, that there's no loss of life or damage as it passes through, just like this storm that just passed through. What is it? The one
tornado
that just,
in
yeah.
St. Louis, the
So,
tornado. Yeah. Hey, girl,
right.
dad.
So it pops up and come through, and you don't always have that advantage to get out of its way. So it's just scary that even if you have a go bag, where would you go?
Yeah,
Well,
well, that's true.
it,
You,
it's
you,
two
you, that's so true.
it's two ways of looking at it. You got to prepare to go, and you also got to prepare to stay.
Right.
And if you prepare to stay, you're gonna have to have a room or something somewhere that you can fortify that when, well, the roof may not come off, but you want them walls thick enough that everybody can go in there, and you might not be safe, but you'll be comfortable in there, that knowing we might survive this area right here because there's no openness to this room.
But
Yeah.
see, that's the other thing about it, Jed. It's not always the a storm. It's not always a tornado, a hurricane. It's other disasters.
Yeah.
Like you got earthquakes, or like the one earthquake we felt here. And then somebody
Mhm.
got it one worse than what we just got a little shake.
That's a
But
fact.
there's
Yeah.
a whole lot of stuff that you got to
Well,
be
look at the
prepared.
rain.
Yeah, you got to be prepared for now. And as you said, and as Ambaya said a little while ago, some people just have to hunker down and just do the
Yeah.
best they can.
Right. That's a fact.
But
And what I found out too, that everybody don't have basements. A lot of these houses is built on slabs.
yes,
So
In
if
the
you have
in the
a
south.
hurricane or something, right, right. See, we have basements here, so we can go in the basements and get in that far corner, and with a mattress over you if there's a tornado coming through town. Whereas you guys in a lot of those states, they don't have basements to their houses. You know, some people build what they call storm shelters underground, you know, for a temporary stay when they have those hurricanes or tornadoes coming through. But for the most part, a lot of states don't have basements to their houses.
Well, that's true. And then Sea of Sunshine said, not only that, you got flooding too, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well,
it's a bunch of disasters that we have to be prepared and aware of. So like you
Yeah.
said, sis, hey pretty girl. So like you said, sis, is when we was in school, we had these drills. And we had them in the
Yeah.
military too.
Yeah.
But you had the drills where you met up, you knew where to meet. But now
Yeah.
some of the family don't even speak to the other part of the family, so you don't even know. Like you said,
True that.
you wouldn't even know where they are anyway.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one thing I look at here where I live at, there was a guy that built a house not too far from me, and what he did was he put a storm building
Hey,
out there.
LGG.
He's got his house, but then there's another building he got right next side his house, which is a storm building, in case
Kearney.
tornadoes and storms and all that stuff come. And he passed, and this other lady bought the house. So my thing is, it's just her. It's just her. And the thing if I cannot get out this area, I'm kicking in her door.
Yeah. Checking
I'm
on her.
kicking in
Yeah.
her. No, I'm not kicking in her door checking on her. I'm kicking on her door to move into that shelter with her.
Oh,
Yeah.
for the one
She-
that, yeah, okay, now I got
Yeah.
you. All right.
You need
Yeah.
you
All right.
need to turn that volume up, Jed. You still low. Sorry for them to hear you.
Uh-oh.
But
I didn't do that.
as you were saying, sis,
Yeah.
it's a situation where we need to find out or check it or see whatever about bugging out, you know,
Yeah.
because everything is not going to be advertised and you're not going to be warned about everything. A lot of things
Yeah.
just natural happen. I mean, it's just like the tornado. I don't know if they had any pre-warning about it or not. But what I just heard and saw and read is how much destruction and damage is done.
Mm-hmm.
That was the sad part
Look,
about it.
but this constant change in the weather from cold to hot can create certain conditions conducive to developing a tornado.
Yes.
That's what.
You know, from cold to hot. You know, just like early in the morning, you'll see a fog coming through where the cool air hitting the warm air. So all these constant changes of these temperatures dropping 20 and 30 degrees and then warming up 20 and 30 degrees. It will create the environment for these certain storms and stuff. So that's scary as well. So, you know, you just got to be mindful of the weather. I check the weather every day, and that helps my day on what I'm going to do, whether I can work out in the yard or whether I'm working on the porch inside the house or outside the house. You know, it's just crazy that the weather makes a big difference on your life. Just like when you leave out the house, you try to see if you need an umbrella or a raincoat with a hoodie, you know.
Yeah.
So it does make a difference on your day-to-day living, on how you dress yourself and how you dress your kids before you send them out the house. You know, if it's going to rain, you're not going to just send them out with a tank top and some shorts and a backpack. You're going to give them a lightweight jacket to put on and maybe even a hoodie that has a hood to it so they can kind of stay warm and dry until they get home. So the weather does have more of a bearing on your everyday life than most people want to give it credit for.
You guys make sure you hit that like button for us. And Miss Lawrence, don't worry about it because you weren't the only one couldn't find us.
So we were trying to find each other.
I had messed up again. We couldn't find our own selves.
Yeah.
but finally closed down and redid it.
But this also falls in the category of when we tell each other, it's not the point of keeping up with just something, but if something happened, you know what's going on.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things, even though we call ourselves a close community, but now let's say I got to go to Ohio. Miss sure live in Ohio somewhere. I'm not
Yeah.
going far because it's too close to Chicago. But
Stop.
but it's
Hey,
the
Jamil,
fact that no matter what situation happened, you should have a family member or a friend, somebody in another state that you can go to. When we had the storm,
Right.
I believe it was 2017. It was 17, 18 when we had this big storm down here. I packed up everything, the dogs and all.
oh man,
The only thing I left out was the goats. I told them, y'all fend for yourself. They had more than enough food. Uh, I think they were locked up in the pen, but I think I locked them up in the shed too. And I said, hey, y'all just do what you got to do. They had food and water, and we left for a week. So
Ernie said it snowed the other day, and his brother was chased out of his house by a forest fire.
oh man.
So you never
No,
know.
where?
Ernie is up around Canada up in there.
I was going to say you had to be up in Canada somewhere up there. Okay. All right.
Hey,
It's terrible windy in New York. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Me
remember
too.
when Canada caught on fire last year and the smoke and stuff came through Ohio. I was
mhm.
sitting on my porch and saw the smoke coming down between the houses. And I'm like, what's burning? What's on fire? And they said that was the smoke that was coming from the fires in Canada. I had traveled that far, and they was like, yep. Oh, like, strange.
She is sunshine. Did you see what she said?
What
Well,
she said?
She said,
sunshine,
Jed said, F those goats. Tragic. He was
sunshine,
out of there.
the family
Yeah,
comes first.
and you know what?
Huh?
I worry about people who have, farm animals. I mean, you got people out here who got chickens, they got quail, they got ducks, they got pigs, they got goats, they got turkeys. I mean, they got farm animals of all kinds and rabbits and what have you. And then if they got the bug out, I don't think they're going to, grab the bug out bag and run to the barn and say, I'll be back, and
That's right. Ernest said,
yeah.
Ernest said to tell you he was sorry about that smoke that you got from Canada.
Because he knows what smoke I'm talking about.
when we did all
But
that, my chickens, I didn't even worry about the chickens. Chickens gonna take care of themselves. And
yeah.
the goats were the only thing I was worried about because they had a 4-foot fence, and if them goats really get excited or whatever, they gonna jump up out of there. But
And Miss Lawrence said her New York family was dealing with that fire smoke from Canada also.
Yeah, that smoke wasn't no joke. And it had a metallic smell to it. Because I was sitting on the porch and I was like, what is that smell? They got a chemical plant on fire or something. And then just as I said that, a special news flash came on, and how they say breaking news, and they were telling us to go back and stay in your house. Do not be outside smelling those fumes. I was like, yeah, because I was like, where is the smoke coming from? It was coming all the way from Canada. So I was like, wow.
And that's where those gas masks and smoke masks come in. That we was talking about one time that everybody should have at least one. Everybody should have one. Because it don't have to be a tornado. It could be a gas or smoke.
Yeah.
So you just pretty much got to be prepared for all scenarios now. It's not like it's just going to be one thing, just going to be flood or storm or wind or lightning or whatever. You got to be prepared for a little bit of everything.
That's it.
But you know what's so crazy about all of this? This is stuff that we're prepping for now that at one time we didn't give this a second thought.
Right.
You know,
Right.
so now times have changed so drastically. Till everybody's changing their A game about prepping, preserving, go bags, and all this other stuff that we never worried about before. So, you know, I believe, now this is my belief, these are Bible prophecies that's being fulfilled, whether you believe or not. That's just my, belief. And people are keep trying to blame it on other things, and it's not like that. If they say they're Bible readers, that they read their Bible, they understand the Bible, well, these are prophecies that are being fulfilled, like the food shortages and kingdoms against kingdoms, earthquakes in places that never happened before and are happening now, the constant change in the weather. All of this stuff is prophesied in the Bible, and people don't believe it. So I'm just saying, it ain't always about the government, and it's not always about mankind. It's about what God then told us is coming. Everybody's looking for the kingdom. Everybody's looking for Jesus to come for a second time, but yet and still they're not believing that all these things have already been prophesied. And I'm just saying that for mine, like I said, everybody got a different faith and everybody believes in something different. But I'm just saying. That's
right. Hey, sure. Yeah, people being lovers of themselves. Yeah, you're right.
Yep. Mm-hmm. That's 2 Timothy 3:1-5. Check it out.
Yeah. Well, Ernie, I don't know how the gardens will do with this weather here because my garden is looking real good, but it got so hot today I was beginning to wonder if I was going to have to turn the hose pipe on it because it got hot and it jumped from like my sister Shirley was saying, it got jumped from about 50 something degrees up until about 85 or 89 today. And that's one reason I'm talking like I'm talking, is because it messes with your sinus and everything else.
Yeah. Now, Bama, does your sweet potatoes take as long to grow there as they do here? Like here, our sweet potatoes take anywhere from 90 days to 120 days before we can, for our sweet potatoes. For other potatoes like your Yukon Gold and red potatoes, it don't take as long. But in other states where it stays a lot warmer than what we get here in Ohio, does it take your potatoes that long to develop?
Yeah, it do. It takes about the same time as it takes you all with the sweet potatoes. Now my Irish potatoes and red potatoes, it don't take quite that long. Let me get the door.
Right.
Be right back.
Okay. Jigs, is that the same for you?
Yeah, we're basically in the same. Okay. He's just a little colder.
Okay.
But that's one of the things I'm kind of happy I'm not doing no planting in the ground because everything I'm doing is basically trees because I want to do my property and everything. I want to put the fruit forest and everything back. So the only thing that I actually planted was cayenne pepper and these sour saps right here. That's about it. But I think
I found. Oh, I'm sorry. I was at the farmers market again this Saturday, and I got a few more starts, but it was stuff that I don't have that I wanted, and he had it available. Adam is one of the vendors at the farmers market. That boy have everything at his stall, and I love him. And I got some comfrey this weekend. I had found some mullein, and someone sent me some comfrey that didn't make it, and I found some comfrey at the farmers market and a few other things. he had some chamomile that was already in bloom that had the flowers already on it. It was kind of hard to pass up some of the stuff he has at his store. And he has all the kind of potatoes at the bottom. He has like the Yukon Gold. He has the red. He has all kinds of onion stars, whether it's red onions or sweet onions or whatever. The man just have everything that a gardener would love. When you go to his stall, it's just like, oh,
Mhm.
because you want to buy everything he got.
He said he know how
So
to
I'll
please
be
the
doing
people.
a video. Yeah, I'll be doing a video soon of stuff that I got at the farmers market.
Well, Miss Lloyd said it takes about the same amount of time as you was talking about, and Miss Cheryl said that we harvest about a month earlier than they do because we plant earlier than
Yes.
their zone.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
that is so true, people. That your zone have a whole lot to do with it, and the weather
yeah,
have a lot to do with it. But
yeah. Because we have a short. Yeah,
a lot of the catastrophes that we're facing now, it do have a lot to do with the weather. And as Pretty Girl said, it's, biblical times, So
yeah,
if you are a believer, a reader, or whatever, then you see that it is being fulfilled. And
hmm,
but at the same time, you're given wisdom to use it, the
yeah,
right way.
Hmm.
Now, if we tell you that, or we try to uh, incite you to raise something or be prepared for something, then and you don't pay any attention or you don't want to listen, then there's nobody to blame but yourselves.
That's a fact.
There's nobody to
but you
blame.
know it's not the. But you know it's not going to end that way, right?
That's right.
Even though they brought it on themselves, you're the one they're going to blame it on.
Yeah, because you don't want to help them. You got this. You
Pretty
got
Yeah.
Girl, before you go, did you get your package that I sent you? Okay, go ahead, Jed.
No, I was just throwing that in. Like Miss Shirley said, they're gonna blame it on you because you don't want to help them. But the thing to it is,
Yeah.
during these certain situations, the number one thing come first is your family, and then your senior citizens. That's family, whatever, and then that's basically it. That's basically it.
Yeah.
Because now you know this was happening. You know it was coming. You younger than I am. Why should I have to take care of you? Let's be serious about it now. I got to take
Well,
care of my wife. I got to take care of my grandchildren. And 9 times out of 10, if something happened like it did for like Hurricane Helena when it came through, everybody came here to my house. My son, where they was at, all electricity went out. My daughter, she was in Savannah, and luckily nothing happened in that portion of Savannah they was in. So she was good, but everybody, my house was full.
Yeah.
yeah, well,
Yeah. They know where to go. They know where to go.
but the thing about it is also when you do have to evacuate, you need to make sure that you got your meds. You
Yeah.
definitely got your meds.
Yeah.
And, you need some clothing. And really and truly, you need some kind of food.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it's no more than just the nutrient bars or whatever they call them. But you can't just say, well, I got a bag full of clothes, I'm running. That's
Yeah.
not it.
I got you.
No.
But
But not only that, Bam, like all of us aren't spring chickens anymore.
Right.
There, there's just certain things I can't carry. I'm trying to balance my go bag on what I need, and I definitely gonna need to take water. Water is weight.
yeah,
Yes.
I don't care what container it's in, it's heavy.
you
Yes.
And if you're doing it for not just yourself and you got other family members that you have to help carry this stuff with, it's not out, if you got children, they can't carry that stuff. You might have a newborn baby and a 3-year-old, they can't carry any water. So you got to be able to carry for yourself and your other family members as well. It takes in a lot of consideration in regards to your age, your household, and the ages of the people in your household. You might not have a 3-year-old that can't carry water, but if you caring for your parents who's 95 and 85 years old and sickly, you got to care for them too. I mean, it's so many scenarios nowadays that it's not funny, and you really have to be serious in regards to what other provisions can you make if
Yes.
you have to leave your household. You got somebody who's on oxygen. You might have somebody in a wheelchair. You might have someone that's bed bound. I mean, all these things, they might have to be on a CPAP or BiPAP machine. You got to take all this stuff into consideration when, like, if your electricity go out, these people got to have backup, generators and pumps and stuff for these individuals. So after working in the healthcare industry, it opens up my eyes to a lot of things that I would have never been exposed to or would have never thought of because of the different kind of patients that I have. It's just like some husbands or wives might bring in their mate that has dementia, or Alzheimer's. That's a lot to deal with when you're trying to keep them under control and redirect them when they're going through their episodes, or someone that's sundowns. And that's a person who changes personalities after 6 o'clock or after the sun goes down from a Dr. Jekyll to Mr. Hyde. People do not understand how many scenarios are out here when you have to deal with loved ones if you have to bug out. It just blows my mind, and sometimes I get really ticked off in regards to people that don't show compassion and
You're right.
empathy for others who don't have to deal with this, like, oh, it ain't nobody but me, so I ain't worried about it. Didn't nobody ask you all that? You got a neighbor or a relative that might be sick that you can go help, like a great aunt or an uncle, or even your grandmother. I mean, not every grandparent live in your household, but you
Right.
might go take care of them. Like my
Right.
granddaughter, she comes and get me at least once or twice out the month, or she'll call me, Gram, you all right? You need
Mhm.
anything? You need me to pick up any meds? Are you hungry? This and that and the third. She's always checking on me. And my baby sister, she the same way. They know I'm getting older now. And they call and say, you all right? I ain't talked to you the last couple of days. I ain't heard nothing from you. Everything okay? It's nice to know that I have someone who cares enough about me to look out and check on me to make sure I'm all right, because not everybody got that.
That's it. And then you'll be surprised, sis, because you got a lot of these people that listening and hear what we're saying is probably thinking to themselves, all them old folks don't know what they're talking about. It's modern days now, we don't worry about this, we don't worry about that. I talked to a gal the other day, a younger type person, and I was telling him about being prepping, being prepared, doing a little bit of gardening and stuff. And first thing I was told that I'm not even worried about it. So I just kept walking, saying, well, I'm not either. I just kept walking.
If you not
And then the same people that will look for you and hunt you down.
I see y'all.
and they tell me they ain't worried about it, they the ones I don't worry about either. You ain't
Yeah.
gonna, that mean you're satisfied. You gonna take care of whatever situation come your way. But
Fisher,
Yeah.
Jamie, I know what you mean because I took care of my mom until she passed. And
Yeah, me too.
yeah,
I did.
caregiving is rough, but that was my mom. And
Yeah. And on that
she-
note, I felt like this. People were and I have learned to ask caregivers, how are you? I
Mhm.
don't worry about the patient because I know as that individual is going to make sure that they're taking good care of that individual. It's the caregivers I worry about.
Mhm.
You know, like my brother-in-law left his family up here, my sister-in-law and the kids, to go down south to take care of his mom when she had her stroke. He had brothers and sisters down there that should have
Right.
been helping him take care of his mom, their mom, not his mom, their mom.
Right.
He ended up having a heart attack and died. And
Mm.
so his wife and kids had to leave up here and go down south to bury her husband and their father. And mom lived another 20 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
You
I
know
don't
that.
worry about the patient because I know the patient is well taken care of. It's the caregiver that I take care of. When I call and talk to my girlfriend, I got a girlfriend right now. Her husband's got cancer. When I call, I first thing I say, "How you doing?" I know
Mhm.
how he doing because I know what kind of person she is.
Mhm.
So I know she's gonna make sure he's taken care of. He's gonna take his meds. He's gonna eat. He's gonna be clean. He's gonna be well taken care of. I worry about her mental health because that is exhausting. Because when I took care of my mom, I was still working. I went from one hospital to the hospital where she was at. I was working 12, 13 hours at my shift and then left one hospital and went to the hospital where she was at. My mom would wake up and say, "Who's that asleep in my chair?" It was me. I haven't been home. I got to go back and do another shift. I come and check on my mom, talk to the nurses, and I try to catch me a couple of hours before I can go home, shower and change, and go back and start all over again. So I know what it's like for caretakers to give up their way of living and try to juggle their lives to somebody else's to make sure everything is okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jed, did you read Miss Lawrence's?
Uh,
She said,
what are
"What are
the
the toes of the
the
portable power
portable?
station to have?"
What are the toes of the portable power station to have? You got me, Lynette.
I don't understand the toes.
The
Maybe she was. Maybe
tools.
she was talking about what are the type
Oh, what
of
type?
portable power station to have.
There's a whole bunch.
Oh, like a generator,
Yeah, I've got a generator.
like a EcoFlow or something like that, or Blue Eddy or something like that. The
Yeah,
generators, is that what she's talking about?
I
Okay.
guess maybe she
I
could
got
put
the
it.
Blue Eddy sitting right there.
Maybe she could put
Stuff
it
like
back
that.
in the chat again where we can understand it. But
I
I
think she's talking about generators like the Blue Eddies or
Yeah,
EcoFlow, like the
I think,
backup.
I think
I
she
got
might be
Blue
talking
Eddy
about the
right there. I
types.
got a generator in the shed, and my
Hey,
wife just
Georgia
told
Peach
me
Nut, how you
recently,
doing?
think you need to get another generator. And I said, "Oh, you surprised me, woman."
I'm glad to see you. Georgia Peach Nut popped in here on us tonight.
Hey,
Oh, okay.
now,
She normally her and Mona, sister
it's
was
my
be
mom.
late nights. Oh, today is Sunday. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
I was just
Unbiased
sitting
got a
here
statement.
charging up my little portable one.
Unbiased got a statement in there for you, Miss Lawrence, if you want to
let's see
read
how
what she said.
will power
Wait a minute, Mom.
TS,
I got
TFS.
this one.
Uh,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
What is that, the Blue Head or Zachary?
Now this is the Go Power Plus, the little
Yeah,
small
go.
one that I just charged up like for my phones and little small appliances. I was like, my pocket ain't deep enough yet to go for the EcoFlow and Blue Eddy, which I really want. But I said some beat none. And I got that for it was like less than $20, but
I think
it lasts for a good 10 to 12 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think those came out in 2019, and I bought four of
Yeah,
them. I bought four of
yeah.
them. I won the Blue Eddy from what's that? What is it? Tactical. The girl from Tactical something. I won it from her, and I got the generator out there, and the wife told me you need to get another generator. And hey, I'm on it.
Well, either white side or skilly or triple threat.
Triple threat. I won it from
Yeah.
triple.
See. Okay.
And
Okay, well,
that's been a good backup for me. I
Yeah.
run a big generator outside, and then I just ran the internet off that Blue Eddy and everything, and it did good for about a good 12 hours.
Yeah.
We
Okay.
ran the whole day, turn it off at night when we go to bed, and let it recharge. Turn it back on in the morning, and that little fella that did the job.
Yeah. I never really knew about generators until I started watching Lead Farmer, because I knew about them because they were like the gas kind. Everybody had the gas generator, so you could hear them going off when we had storms and blackouts if there was a heat wave, and people would be trying to keep their air on and what have you. But when Lead came along and he started talking about solar power and getting solar panels and the generators and stuff, and then he started testing for all these different companies, and he would show you the upgrades, and he would tell you which ones to leave alone and which ones that would, that was budget friendly, and how he had codes to help you to get them, because we got these constant, changes in the weather. And for the ones who have gotten these generators, they use them in camping a lot, and they said it's a game changer,
yeah,
and you just
yeah.
brought it up, Jigs, in regards to how it helped you. So yeah.
And that's the thing right there. Anybody need to know anything about the generators, which one to get? Lead Farmer 73. Go over there and check out his channels. He most definitely got it. He from 2020 all the way up to present. He talking about different generators and solar generators and all that stuff. That's where you can get some good information.
Yeah, Aletta Gardner said she looking into getting another solar generator, and she posted that somebody got a sale on.
Okay.
So the thing
I
about
like
it,
so many women. I like so many women are perking up and stepping up.
yeah,
They're not just preppers, they're preparers, because they take care of the home. And
yeah,
so they're trying to make sure that everything is going to work out, because if you don't have anybody else in your corner to back you up and you on your own, it's just nice to know that you can acquire certain things on your own and be prepared.
Right.
That takes a lot off of you when you know that you can, you ain't got to beg, borrow, and steal from Tom, Dick, and Harry to get this, that, and done. It's just you can do it yourself,
The thing about it is, the Atlanta Gardner was saying that back during Hurricane Hugo, they had a generator back then, and it really saved them. But if you cannot afford one of the later models, a solar generator, get you a regular gas generator. They are getting cheaper now since the solar came out.
Right.
The gas
Right.
generator getting cheaper.
Right.
But you need some type of resource.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell
So
you.
just get what you can afford. That's my suggestion.
If you can't afford it, go to the pawn shop.
Yeah.
Pawn shop got a lot of generators in there. Just try your best to make sure that it's working. Have them turn it on, do whatever you got to do to make sure it's working. But if that's what you can afford, that's what you get.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, Jared. Is I'm with you. Get what you can afford, but get something.
Right.
Yeah.
Get something.
And another thing too, I'm gonna get another generator, but the generator I want to make sure it's solar, gas, and fuel. Propane. I want to make all of them.
Yeah.
I was at a friend's house the other day. She threw out 2 lamps, kerosene lamps.
Oh,
No,
man.
they weren't kerosene. They were oil lamps. And I was like, girl, you don't want these? And she's like, nah, they ain't taking up space. I said, when times get hard and the lights go out, you're going to need these. She said, I don't want these. I got something else. I was like, give them here.
Go ahead.
I got them in my dining room.
Go ahead and send it to me. Go ahead and send it to me.
Yeah, I got 3 of those myself, and They was even they've been there ever since my mom was, was taking care of the house.
Yeah.
But I still got those 3.
Yeah.
And if I have to use them, I will.
I got
I'm
a
not,
lot of solar.
I'm not ashamed,
I know that's right. I tell you in a heartbeat, ain't no shame in my game. When I see something that I know I can take from trash to treasure, please. I was at a friend's house and she was throwing out this lamp, outdoor lamp, and it's heavy duty. It's nice. And they had left it out and it was a little corrosion around the battery and she was throwing it out. I was like, are you serious? And I said, can I have it? And she said, you want that? I was like, yeah. I bought that bad boy home, got me some CLR, cleaned out those contacts and stuff, got me a Q-tip, got all that rust and corrosion out of there, and
That's it.
cleaned it out, buffed that bad boy up, turned it on, took a picture of it, and sent it to her and said, oh, you ain't getting this back.
That's dogging now. That's dogging.
Well, see, the thing to this, one
Tag
man,
says she got one of the gas generators from the pawn shop, Jed.
right,
She said it runs on gas and propane.
right.
Oh,
Remember,
okay.
one man trash is another man's gold.
Is
man.
another man's treasure. Hey,
right.
I ain't mad at him. I ain't mad.
Exactly right.
And then I got
people-
another Coleman lantern from the Goodwill. It was like $4. It looked like it was brand new, like as if somebody just gave up all their camping equipment. I got the stove, I got the lantern, I got everything they had on that shelf. And I don't think I spent no more than $9. I was like, wow. I said, people only knew.
That's right. Well, Happy Max is just playing on nobody coming to help you.
And that's the
bad
best.
things happen. They
That's the
close
best
the road so
that
people.
they have. Because that way you'll do something yourself instead of waiting for somebody to come to do something for you. Have the mindset that they ain't gonna save you. You got to save yourself, your family,
Hey, Kato,
Yeah.
right in your own house.
big
Yeah.
fact, big fact. Well, that's our time for the night,
Hey, Cato family.
and maybe next Sunday we won't get it all mixed up.
No,
But,
you won't be here next Sunday,
no.
will you?
Next
But,
Sunday it'll be on my channel.
it'll be on Jed, and the OGs. Miss Shirley will still be
Okay.
here to talk to you. But join me Tuesday night now for roll call, and Unbiased and Crafty Leo will be giving the first hint to the Father's Day giveaway. Hey, GT.
Oh, that's right. Y'all got a turn coming up, huh?
Yeah.
Something like that. Something like that.
Okay.
We only get one out of a year.
Let's be
But,
mother.
join us Tuesday night at 7 o'clock and for roll call. And we're going to say, as we always say, we love you, and there ain't a thing y'all can do about it.
But love them back.
That's right. Just a little bit.
So good night, everybody. Good night.
Good night. Everybody take care.